See, but what he was saying yesterday, it's good that, because he was saying, it's like Picasso paints, where you start from nothing, because we started from nothing, and it'll end up as a TV show, but they'll have all this sort of. Should we go?
This wall here, you've seen the trailer of A Hard Day's Night where they were sitting in the prams and the phones. That was done along this wall here. It's just down it's called the viewing theatre. That was the entrance, is just down by those white blocks there. That was the entrance down there. And there used to be a mural inside the viewing theatre with lots of film stars. That was where the inside cover of Beatles for Sale was taken, standing by the mural with all the film characters and stuff. That was taken just inside here.
Oh wow!
That's where it was right by the wall here where they had the picture taken. And strangely, there's quite a few outtakes from the pictures taken, and there's pictures with Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke watching the Beatles doing this trailer of A Hard Day's Night. Whether they're actually working on Mary Poppins or not, I don't know. I think that was filmed somewhere else, strangely, but they were here. Maybe they did another film together, I don't know, but they were certainly here that day watching the Beatles do their trailer for A Hard Day's Night. Loads of other films have been made here over the years. I did Shirley Valentine here, as I was saying earlier. Alfie was done here, of course the original Alfie with Michael Caine, that was done here and around this area. And loads of others as well.
Working studios right the way through.
Oh yeah, yeah. The only time the only time it closed down was during the war, so they didn't have one. That is still here, but you can't see from here. But Richard Lester still had a parking space when I was last here. I don't know if we can we shouldn't really go any further than this, but there's a parking space for Richard Lester here still. In fact, I came here when it wasn't 2001 when they were doing the Hard Day's Night DVD. I was at the Beatles Fest in America and I met Martin Lewis as the producer. Of course, I lived nearby at the time. He asked me down here to help him out when they were doing the DVD. They got all the cast and crew together, the crew one day and the cast the next day, and to do interviews for the DVD, and I did some of the interviews. Well, I didn't realise I was going to do that. He just asked me down to just chat with the people when he was doing the interviews. But they were running short for time. I did a couple of interviews myself, which was quite daunting. They'd actually seen me in it, but I did a couple of interviews here. I spent about 2 days just chatting with the cast and crew of A Hard Day's Night, which was great fun. That's the same people that was. We went to the Abbey Road Film Festival. We went to had the Q&A with some of the cast. There was a great point when we were down by a guy, David Jansen, who was the young boy in The Hard Day's Night with Ringo, down by the river. We did that done by the river by Kew Gardens. And we went down there. He was dressed as Ringo in A Hard Day's Night. And he wanted to get it as perfect as possible. And he was wearing white shoes that day. Of course, Ringo was wearing black shoes in the film. It just so happened that David Jansen has the same shoe size as me, so he borrowed my black shoes. I was wearing his when they were doing that scene. Because in the film, because there's the bit where, of course, they throw the tyres at Ringo, and Ringo. They did it so many times they kept on missing. During the film, if you notice, Ringo almost deliberately falls into the tyre rather than the other way around. And so we tried to replicate that. We were throwing tyres at David Jansen, and in the end, it was only when we were doing this bit that they got the idea of making it look like an outtake from the original film. But it wasn't, of course. It was just us throwing tyres at David Jansen dressed as Ringo, filmed from the back, of course. So that was great fun. And in fact, one bit they didn't show in the DVD, which is a real shame. They also they had a gathering also at the Turk's Head. The cast and crew had a lunch at the Turk's Head in the Winchester Hall, the function room, and they filmed all that too. But nothing of that footage appears in the DVD, which is very strange. So it's a really nice meal, and they're chatting about all their reminiscences in the film. There's one lady I met called Betty Glasso, I think her name is, and she did the Beatles' hair. She's the hairdresser, and she had a book, a scrapbook full of autographs and stuff. They're definitely jokes. She got them herself, and she got a lock of John's hair and stuff in there as well. And there's one funny bit because George signed his name George Dandruff Harrison. It's a little cheery for you, George Harrison, no dandruff. There you go. These are the head and shoulders. But I mean, I told her how much the stuff was worth. She almost had a heart attack, I think. She was like, ah, what? Because she wouldn't sell the things, but it was great meeting all these people. And who else was there? Let It Be. Also did those, remember the videos for things like We Can Work It Out, Day Tripper, Help. Yeah. Those ones, the ones for Intertel, that the production company. Also did Hey Jude and Revolution here as well, videos for those. You see in the last BBFC magazine, we got that letter from this guy, actually about a guy on the tour from Sweden, who in 1968 was touring around Europe in his car, was actually sleeping in his car down by Trafalgar Square. It was at Apple, and someone came out from Apple, Savile Row, gave him this letter. It's an invite to sing with the Beatles on Hey Jude down here at Twickenham Film Studios. They all went to, I can't remember the name of the hotel now, they got in a coach by a hotel in London, came down to Twickenham. I'm here for about, God knows how many hours. The Beatles not only did Hey Jude, but sort of jammed on loads of songs as well. And having a great time apparently, and of course all the fans had a great time as well. It's their first sort of live performance, as it were, since 66. So that was all done here at Twickenham Film Studios.
So the Let It Be
still a functioning studio by the look of it. Yeah. The first part of the film, it did actually record anything here, because the original idea Let It Be was, of course, they're going to be rehearsing for a live concert. The actual rehearsals took place here, because it's a huge studio. I'll show you the actual studio down the back.
So where were the recordings?
That's the recordings done at Savile Row.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the boat trip.